I'm gonna see how this.
Actually, wait, I lied. Leroy is ready now. Leroy said he needed a minute.
Oh, man. We were that close.
No, Leroy's ready. He got his light on. Let's bring Leroy in. Tyvis, just hold the. Get the iPad. Bring it in.
Leroy,
Leroy, what's up?
Look at the goat. He's got
what's
the gray in there and everything.
Oh, no, I can shave now.
I'm free.
Hey,
when you getting the other one done?
You almost made me cuss. Hey, it's going to be a minute. Oh, of course. Yeah, I expect nothing less. I expect nothing less.
It's on and popping
Are
this
you
week.
confident? Are you confident they're going to win again this year?
On a 1 to 100 confidence scale, where are you?
60, and that's just because of my fandom.
Wow, 60.
I don't know. I don't know how healthy Corum is.
I don't either.
And right now McCarthy can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Terrible.
I got the prediction that McNamara is going to be the guy to come in.
I asked Paul Keels, and he said he don't think they're going to bring McNamara, and I said, well.
No, because what's going to happen is Corum ain't going to – obviously he's going to play. He's got a heartbeat. I mean, if you got a pulse, you're going to play in this game. He ain't going to be that effective as he once was. He can make some plays, but the game's going to come down to J.J. McCarthy, and they're going to say –
he can't throw it.
We didn't want the young guy.
Well,
get him out of there.
The other thing you have to realize is that, DPJ ain't come through that door. Who's your guys? Who's the
Ronnie Bell?
Yeah, but it seems like they going intermediate with the tight end all the time.
They do.
You know what I mean? Short. They throw a lot of that stuff, and so you ain't gonna nickel and you can't nickel and dime Ohio State. They score too fast. You're gonna need some chunk plays, and if there's any question I have, if it's not coming from the running game, can McCarthy get you those chunk plays? And that's the doubts that I have going into this game. And he wasn't like this all the time because that's why they went to him.
Right.
Here's what I don't understand, Leroy. Here's what I don't understand. Ohio State has got Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr., the Buckeyes wide receiving group was so deep last year that this guy couldn't even play until the bowl game because they had so many good guys. Now might be the best wide receiver in the country, and he couldn't even play last year. Michigan can't get one good receiver. Ohio State's got every receiver on the roster.
Heartline steals.
Well, you guys overlook, one of the most fundamental things of college football. There are guys getting paid millions of dollars to identify talent in college to select for the NFL draft. And their success rate is terrible.
You're right.
You telling me a college gonna do it with high school kids?
Yeah, it's even harder.
So maybe they thought they were getting those guys. Right?
Yeah. No,
you see a guy on film, he looked fast. He fast for high school. Right? That's just the way it is. So they probably thought that they were getting some talented guys. But then you realize when they start playing, oh, man, maybe he's not as fast as we thought. Or maybe those numbers were, for this or that. You see what I mean? So
sure.
I think they thought that they were going to have some guys on that team that were going to be able to be explosive. But they just haven't. The other thing is you relied on the run so much that when you do play action, it kind of makes, everything seem more clear for the quarterback. When you're not running the ball, it always seems like whoever you got that quarterback struggles.
It's true.
Because now those throws are a little bit tighter.
So you're at 60 on the confidence meter, Tyvis. Where are you?
Go ahead, say it. Say it. I know what he gonna say. 61.
Say higher than that. Come on, it's Tyvis. It's Tyvis. He's gonna say 110.
On the confident, realistically.
All
jokes
if
aside.
we're talking about money.
No. Don't try to be all serious and then give this big old number. No. Why y'all setting him up for this? Why y'all setting him up? Why y'all doing this to me?
Hey, look.
I thought we was partners. I thought we was friends.
What you
Jay, me and you broke bread together.
What you say? We what? Because I swear, getting off last week, I ain't gonna be friendly next week.
I wasn't. But Ty.
Now you want sympathy?
I wasn't talking to you.
You want sympathy from us? Is that what you saying?
I don't. What?
That's what it
I
sounds
don't
like.
want no. Hey, let me tell you something. This week, if I broke down on I-75 or 77 or 71, and you came driving by, you had your little Buckeye outfit on, I'll tell you, keep stepping. I don't care how old it is. I'll walk.
I'm going to call AAA.
I'll walk before I get in that car.
Wasn't there a helicopter? Didn't a helicopter crash on 77 yesterday or 71 or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
in Charlotte.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in
Me
Ohio.
and Robert,
No.
me and Robert sat next to each other for 5 years. Since the day I got to Minnesota to the day I left, we sat next to each other. And we ain't talk. I just kept, look, keep your eyes forward. What's going on? What's
This
up?
week.
What year?
Yep.
What was the years of those? Because I just so happened to one.
It wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was
John
it
Cooper.
was 96 to 2000.
Yeah, those
But
were
we had
rough.
a
Those
national
John
champ. We
Cooper
got a
years.
national championship in there. We got a national championship in there.
Did y'all,
But
did y'all outright win it, or is this the split one?
No, they didn't win a national championship.
Didn't y'all split one with like Nebraska?
What are you
or something?
talking about?
No.
97 was a split national
That was a split.
Okay, yeah.
Split.
That's what I thought.
Was it Nebraska or Georgia? It was Nebraska.
I think it was Nebraska.
Does Nebraska still have a football team?
So
Does anybody know?
you claiming a championship that y'all split? That's pathetic.
That's the rules. That's the way it was.
That
back
is
then.
that's really sad.
I can't believe Georgia Tech.
That is
split a
really
national
sad.
championship.
That
That's
y'all-
like 1990.
Y'all claim one that you
Wait, they
split.
split a national championship with Colorado, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's
Colorado.
If that's the case-
Wait. Say that one more time.
That'll.
There was a time while most of us was alive with Georgia Tech and Colorado split a national championship.
I know.
What year was that?
90?
1990, I think.
Yeah, it's before my time.
I wasn't
so.
on this earth.
Hey, you remember the Leroy, you remember the Cordell Stewart Hail Mary?
Michigan, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
buddy.
Hey, I'm starting to sense, a theme here, and I'm gonna tell you like this: I don't like it because you got Jay peacocking, Ty, he Buckeye head to toe,
Hey, man.
Yeah.
right?
I'm just representing my school.
G and I don't really
I know.
care.
I take it.
I'm
rooting for Ohio State, but I don't care that much, if I'm totally honest about it.
Now I'm looking at
It's life or death.
Not for me.
It's life or death.
I'm looking at it from this perspective. I'm gonna see if Maurice was right, because to me, I like a little more how Michigan up front has been moving lately. I like Michigan is gonna play this they're both Schemblacker games. Like they gonna hand this ball off. They gonna try to slow this game down.
Depending on who at running back.
And if Ohio State try to come in here running this football and it don't work, listen, you right in their hands. If they got all them receivers, they need to keep throwing to these receivers every play. Like if that's what you do, just go ahead and do that.
Go to your strength.
Go to your strength, bro.
All I know.
I think one of the things you could also look for is early on in the game how quick coaches are to adjust, right? Because a lot of times these games have a tendency to you just play it out. You just play to your strengths, they play to their strengths, and whoever wins. But sometimes you kind of get a sense that we need to make some adjustments and do things a little different. Also, don't underestimate that front four on defense, Michigan.
No, they're legit.
They're and with the lost talent that they had, they still getting after the quarterback.
But they don't have an
the
Aiden
problem is
Hutchinson
that-
type, though. But they're a good group.
Right, they're a good group, but they don't have the star.
Right.
Hutchinson
But they
and
still
Ojabo.
make plays. Yeah, he's a beast. But I would say if they can run if Michigan can run the ball, and this, I don't know what it is about this game, but there's nothing more backbreaking than if the other team runs the ball down your throat.
We talked about
sucks
Biakaba
the
too.
life out
I
of you.
agree with that statement.
We talked about Biakaba
It
too.
sucks.
You know why?
I don't
Because
know
that's
what it
imposing
is.
your will on the other team. That's
But-
me.
but-
That's
but
how I
even
measure
if-
effort.
But Jay, even if you're not that type of team, Ohio State is a chunk play, can make plays with a number of players on offense, right? Even if you're that team, if Michigan start running the ball down Ohio State's throat, that game is going to take a whole different look.
Yeah, that's
And I
what they
don't
did
know
last
why.
year. They broke their will.
Harbaugh with 65 fullbacks, 42 tight ends.
Last year was a snowstorm, though.
All I know.
When them splits get to getting small, Leroy, I don't like that. The guard and tackle splits is about 2 inches,
I'ma say
and
this.
they handing the ball off 3-4 yards.
I'm going to
3-4
say this
yards.
right now.
That ain't
Hey,
a good.
hey,
that's
if you
not
do
good.
that 3 or 4
run
times,
no
that's a
ball.
first down.
If Ohio State let them run the ball on them successfully with them linebackers and the way they've been playing this year, and the D lineman, it's shame on them. Listen, they moved senior tackle. They ain't even doing senior tackle this week.
Why?
Because he wanted them all focused to be on this game. We'll do it in bold preparation, is what Ryan.
Wow, that's a big
That's what
change
I
in
said. He
tradition.
took a tradition and threw it to the side. So listen, they better win this game. You playing with tradition now. Now you gotta win.
I don't know if Ohio State's D. I've been watching their D line. Who's number 9? Harrison.
Zach Harrison.
Zach, he all right. He all right, but he not none of them.
We got a
Bosa's
dude named
or-
Steel Chambers. It's a wrap.
We can stop with that.
Hey, I don't, man. Look, man.
Steel Chambers. Come on,
needed-
Leroy. You know it.
And old boy who had the greatest day of his life, 44.
Jay let Tui Molo out.
I need,
My God, he had a game.
but he gonna have to
JT
listen.
Tuimoloau out.
He's gonna
He's
have
got to do it again.
He's gonna have to strap his helmet up this week. He be in a stand-up two point. Listen, they gonna be running the rock. You're not gonna be getting no tip picks. You're not gonna be running around strip sacking nobody. You're gonna be getting off a double team, moving to the next level every play.
Yeah.
Let's bring
Robert Smith. Robert, Leroy was bragging about the years you were together. Those were the Cooper years, man. Those were some. We couldn't say anything during those
Quiet.
years, man. We'd come in that game 11-0 and then get spanked.
It was bad, and I got in there in the third year, and we lost on a no-time left field goal when I was a freshman. If we had won that game, we were going to go to the Rose Bowl. We lost the game and ended up going to the Liberty Bowl and lost to Air Force.
Oh my God, I remember that year.
I mean, so after we lost the game and they were talking about the Liberty Bowl, the seniors on the team are talking about not playing in the bowl game, and I'm like, seriously, like people do that? They skip bowl games, but they ended up not showing up anyway. But it's always a tough offense to play. But then I didn't play my second year, so I never had a chance to play at the Big House. And then my last year, we ended up tying them. So I'm 0-1-1.
Man.
And
Hey, Rob.
Wow.
Good.
Damn.
Still hurt.
Hey,
Still hurt.
now I'm starting to understand why those conversations were so damn quiet.
Hey, Robert, Tyvis has got a couple pair of gold pants he can loan you.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
We didn't give
wish I
gold
had 'em.
pants. We didn't give gold pants for beating Ohio State
We do.
because we got that Rose Bowl ring.
Wait a minute, Leroy, how many games did you win? All 4?
Who, me? Oh, yeah.
Leroy
3.
won 3. Ty, what was your record against
You
Michigan?
know who we lost?
4-0?
We lost. Who's our last game? The coach before John Cooper.
Earl Bruce.
We lost to Earl Bruce. It's his last game.
Yeah,
but you know what's
stood up and beat
crazy?
you guys.
Do you guys understand why you ended up with John Cooper?
No.
Yeah, because Michigan, Earl kept going 8-3.
No. Why you ended up with Coop? Because we played against Coop my freshman year. He was
Arizona
the coach
State.
of Arizona State.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
beat
that's
us.
right. Yeah.
And then he mysteriously became the head coach at Ohio State.
Yeah, everybody thought he was good because of that, because he beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Right.
John Cooper once, this was the weirdest conversation I've ever had with a head coach. No cameras. We were sitting in his office. We were done with the interview, and we were just talking. And it was the week of Michigan, and he couldn't beat Michigan. And he looked me straight in the face and said with a straight face, hell, I don't understand what the big deal is about Michigan. Every team has a rival. And I said, John, that's it right there. That's why.
He really said that?
With a straight face.
What a dumbass.
Okay, it's a rivalry. Hell, Oklahoma State has a rivalry. Arizona State has a rivalry.
That's actually a great invitation.
I left the office going, he's never going to win here, ever.
That's a great.
You know what's crazy? We play Michigan State every year, and nobody cared. Right?
No, you guys called him your little
State,
brother.
and it was Ohio State, and that's it. Every Monday, we ran an extra lap for Ohio State.
Wow.
When we ran our Michigan Mile, an extra lap. You know, and it was like from the second I walked into Michigan, it was like, what did you do to beat Ohio State today? We didn't care about all them other schools.
Yeah, John didn't buy into that, did he, Robert?
Well, I can't say that he didn't buy into it. We had those signs too. I mean, for me, the way that I look at it, players got to play. And, the one criticism that I would have of Coach Cooper is I think he was too nice. He was too nice. And I think he let guys get away with too many things.
Yep.
Sound like the Browns problem.
But too soft. It is the Browns' problem.
So here's the thing. What I'm hearing from you guys as an outside guy is I'm hearing from y'all that coaching matters, right? So when y'all was really going back and forth, it was Woody and Bo, right?
Sure.
And then one school would jump up and get a no-name gangster, Earl Bruce. They said, "Oh, well, you got to go." Gary Moeller was there for a while. Then you turn around, you get Lloyd Carr was there, and he was beating up on some of the coaches Ohio State had.
Well, but Lloyd Carr was a nice guy.
But he was a good
Brady-
coach.
Yeah, but Harbaugh's a lunatic, had a good coach, and he still lost all but one.
Yeah. There was just
Urban
a
Meyer
huge
is a
talent
lunatic. So
for those.
That's true.
There was a huge talent advantage there for a number of years, and it's just I don't think it's the same right now.
Yeah, we've seen it with Ohio State.
I think it's getting caught up.
We've seen it with Ohio State the last 10, 15 years.
Yeah, it's been,
Right?
it's been
Like,
rough.
Yeah,
when you talk about speed, you talking about let's just go with one position.
man.
Let's talk about one position. If you
Wide
give me,
receiver.
if you gave Mission y'all throwaways at quarterback,
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Michigan been looking for a quarterback, and
Joe
y'all
Burrow
got
was
rid
a
of him.
throwaway.
And y'all got rid of Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah, quarterback. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
So,
They've gotten it
so
right at
if
that
you go
position.
to one position,
Well, y'all
what position?
coach is the quarterback whisperer. Ain't
But
that
Yeah,
what
but
they
he
do?
hasn't
man,
gotten it right.
guess what?
That
You know
what
what
they
I think
what-
the
that
problem is?
what
Wait
they
a
call
second.
it?
Wait a second, Leroy. I think here's the problem. Urban Meyer is much better than Harbaugh at picking up 19-year-old college chicks. I mean, I think that's the problem.
Come on. Come on, man.
Come on.
So
It's not my fault Urban picks up college chicks.
So because Urban could go to the club and be a wingman, that makes him a bad.
Oh, yeah, he was the wingman. He was the wingman. Left his NFL team to go hang out at a bar with college
Hey.
girls.
Hey,
I don't know. I ain't gonna
Midlife
say all that,
crisis.
but I'm gonna just say this.
Exactly.
Hey,
I need
I'm
to- I
gonna
need
just
to
say
look
this:
too.
Urban Meyer ain't never been Goose.
No, that's
He ain't
true.
nobody's wingman.
No, that's right.
He's Maverick.
But here's so if you
He's
just think
Maverick with
about
a bunch of criminal wingmen. That's what he is.
think about this. If you just take that one position, right?
Yeah.
If you take that one position and give that advantage to Michigan and say Michigan was bringing in quarterbacks like that, this series has a whole different look
Well, you know what I'm
because
saying about
you
if.
combine that talent at quarterback with all the speed that Ohio State has had. And that's what's killed Michigan is that it's a combination of not only a guy who can throw the ball, a guy who can run the ball at quarterback, but also unbelievable speed outside. That's where the difference is for me between Michigan and Ohio State the last 10 years.
Robert, has Michigan closed that gap in your view?
Yeah, I think that they have to a degree, and what it was last year would be my same concern going into this game, and that's in the trenches. Michigan's nowhere near, especially not with the defensive line having Hutchinson. Can't remember the other guy. But what was the other defensive end a year ago? They had
Jabo.
Ojabo. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like that this year. But still, I'm just not sold on Ohio State's offensive line being able to impose their will when they want to. But Michigan, on the defensive side, just isn't quite what they were a year ago. But I think that the gap has definitely shrunk, and it's maybe because Ohio State has come back to the pack, not necessarily Michigan being elite by any stretch of the imagination. But I think they still have the same issue at quarterback, though. McCarthy, I'm not sold that he can really throw the ball downfield. But man, look at Ohio State last week against Maryland. This is a Maryland team that lost 30-0 the week before against Penn State. And they were just throwing the ball at will against Ohio State. I mean, that was a real concern, and it starts up front, right? Like, you got all kinds of time, and I know that Taulia is a mobile guy and he could escape, but there wasn't the pressure, and coverage in the front always work together, right? Those guys can only cover so long, but we've been talking about this all year long, right? Problems in the secondary for Ohio State, and it's not just Burke. A lot of guys getting beat back there. So if they can get him some time and, he can make some underneath throws, it could be an interesting game.
Can I just say this?
Quick, guys? We got a question real quick from the internet that McNuggets wants to throw out there. Mikey, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, before we ever ask an internet question, it's brought to us by our good friends at PCC Airfoils. Looking for a job with career advancement and great benefits? PCC Airfoils is the leading manufacturer in Northeast Ohio. All locations of PCC Airfoils in Eastlake, Mentor, Wycliffe, and Minerva are hiring for all positions starting at $18 and up, plus full benefit packages, paid time off, and signing bonuses. You can apply online at precast.com/careers to learn more.
Hey,
Derek
Butch,
Parslow wants to know, guys, OSU favored by 8 points. Is that too many for a rivalry game in this instance?
Sure is.
Yep.
So,
Way too high.
I can say this.
I
can say this. In most of these games, if you go with the underdog, you're going to be okay. Game's always close. With the points. Yeah, I'm just saying the underdog.
Take the points. That is a big
Yeah,
spread,
but I'm just
Robert.
saying there's a difference between going with the underdog straight up and going with the underdog with the points, right?
No. I'm talking about with the give me my change.
Yeah,
Give me my
give me 8
change.
points. I'm going to take them.
I'm gonna ask y'all this, man. Like, we talk about where y'all are at the Big Ten, right? The Big Ten, you guys are going against each other. It's a big game, biggest game of the year in the Big Ten. Let me ask you this question. Where do y'all see is the biggest difference between the SEC and some of the teams that you're going to see? Because the winner probably will go to the college football playoff. Michigan that was there last year. Ohio State has been there a couple of years with Clemson and obviously Alabama. Where do you see the biggest difference between the Big Ten in general and competing for the national championships, like with the Georgia, the Alabamas, the Clemsons of the world?
The trenches.
I would say
I don't think there's no question it's the trenches. I remember I was down at that Fiesta Bowl when Ohio State got blown out by Clemson.
Man. I was there too. It was a blowout.
Whoa! I wasn't there. I was already in the NFL.
I was there, and Robert's
man.
it wasn't even close for a second.
Whoa!
It was ugly, and it was the trenches, and they just they got those guys up front, and you made this comment earlier. Zach Harrison and Jack Sawyer. We got some guys on that defensive line, but it's just not the same as it was. And look, those guys aren't easy to find, right? But there seems to be a whole lot more of them down. There seems to be a whole lot more of them down in the SEC and at Clemson. Maybe not as much Clemson here over the last couple of years, but that seems to be the biggest difference.
I would say, yeah, I could second that. But I would also say just the style in which they play. There's a lot more SEC schools that will just spread it out and throw it all over the place, a little more creative offensively. Whereas when you think of the Big Ten, they're trying to control the line of scrimmage. And it all starts there. So when you watch an SEC game, you're going to see Ohio State talent everywhere, right? Like everybody's got fast receivers. Everybody's got, a quarterback that has some abilities. And I think it's just a style of play type thing, because we can go back a few years and it didn't matter who came out of the Big Ten. There wasn't no SEC school that was going to be able to compete with them up front. And now that's kind of changed. And it's like, I think it's college football more than any other sport is cyclical, because once teams start winning, then the players start coming. And it doesn't mean you can't win with other players, but I'm talking about the elite players start coming to your school, and you go on a run. Look at the run you guys had at quarterback. We had a run with running backs. And it just kind of, the run that you've had on wide receivers is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like Hartline now.
And
just has to
that's
call
anywhere.
Hartline picks up the phone and calls the top wide receiver, and he's got him now because it's been the recent tradition.
It's very similar to what happened in Clemson. Yeah. Clemson had a stretch where, you had 5 or 6 guys come through there that's in the league now.
Their DNs was crazy.
They had DNs.
Well, but another thing about the Big Ten, though, and I think this is going to be interesting to see. You have a lot of teams that are kind of built for the cold weather, right? And I know Wisconsin has dropped off, but they, certainly were built strong in the trenches. And Iowa, can't score any points, but kind of that smash mouth kind of football style. It'll be interesting to see when the playoffs come and maybe some of those SEC teams that like to throw it around the yard have to play, up in the Midwest in December.
Yeah,
that could be real.
That is like the SEC very rarely has to deal with the elements.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They're not gonna play a game like Ohio State had to play against a Northwestern.
And all the important games are never played in the elements. So they have that distinct advantage. Guys, we got to run, but before we let you go, let's get you on record. Robert, you can start. What's the score Saturday? Who wins?
Ohio State, let's see, 31-24.
I'll take it.
Player of the game?
Marvin Harrison.
Nice.
Safe pick.
I like that a lot. Leroy, what do you got?
That's a safe pick.
40-3, Michigan.
He stole Tyvis's game plan.
I'm not playing y'all stupid game.
Come in home and run
No.
on him on a prediction.
No.
I have nothing to say to that.
You know what I predict, Ty? Pain.
That's good. That's
Hey,
good.
why don't you come over here and get a real man? Hey, come over here.
You sounded like that Saturday Night Live skit when it was Ditka versus Ditka versus
Dumb
the Wolverines.
Bears.
If the Bears played a team full of 15 Supermen, who would win? The Bears.
Wait a second. It's Ditka versus the Hurricane. But wait, the Hurricane's name is Ditka. Who you got?
The Bears. Hey, guys, thanks. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You
Enjoy
too.
the game, and we will see you soon.
Hey.
Go ahead, Leroy.
I'll see y'all this week.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
baby.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Okay, guys.
yeah. Let's run that
Let's
up.
get it.
Yes, sir.
I'm so mad I'm not